Industrial action at Qantas has stepped up a gear, with a senior pilot becoming the first in 45 years to be stood down by the airline. Captain Steve Anderson has been docked pay and is making his own way home from Hong Kong after refusing to work extra time. Qantas says Captain Anderson has not been stood down at all, but the pilot is seeking legal advice. Meantime, concerns over the exploitation of foreign crews working for the Qantas subsidiary Jetstar may lead to new laws. Karen Barlow reports.
Qantas wants to fly high, but it's battling industrial action on several fronts. Pilots, licensed engineers and warehouse staff are all taking action against the airline. Now Qantas veteran Captain Stephen Anderson claims he's been stood down while in transit in Hong Kong.
After 31 years of loyal service to this company, to be treated this way, it doesn't surprise me, but unfortunately it disappoints me.
Under workplace laws, Captain Anderson informed Qantas of his plans 3 days ago that he was not prepared to work beyond his regular hours.
Work to rule is pretty simple. It just meant that I was going to sign on at exactly the time I was meant to sign on.
It's part of union action over pay and conditions at Qantas.
We don't want to disrupt the travelling public. We're trying to stop outsourcing of our jobs to foreign and overseas entities and protect the future of our younger generation of pilots coming up.
Qantas says as the pilot informed the airline he was not prepared to work as expected on the flight to Melbourne, so Qantas informed him he was not required on the flight. If there was an emergency mid-flight and the plane was diverted, Captain Anderson's action would have made him unavailable to fly further.
The pilot has not been stood down. He indicated to Qantas he was not prepared to work as required, so was replaced for that trip only.
Captain Anderson will now be a passenger on the Melbourne-bound flight he was supposed to fly. Qantas says it doesn't want any industrial action to delay passengers.
Ultimately, this is an issue about customer care, and Qantas was not prepared to pay Captain Anderson his full and very extensive wages to perform partial duties.
The pilots' union is seeking legal advice.
This pilot is acting in accordance with the rules of the umpire, Fair Work Australia. It's a protected industrial action, and if he's going to be penalised as a result of doing what the umpire says he can do, well, that seems completely unfair.
Qantas also denies a Perth-based licensed engineer was stood down last Friday for also taking work to rule industrial action. That involved reading instruction manuals twice.
Qantas was not prepared to accept that he was going to perform partial duties while maintaining an aircraft, which is a potential safety issue.
Qantas subsidiary Jetstar is also fighting problems with foreign staff. Lateline revealed allegations this week that Jetstar has been exploiting foreign cabin crews, demanding they work 20-hour shifts, exposing them to fatigue. Independent Senator Nick Xenophon now wants to change the law.
If it's an Australian airline, if it's an Australian carrier, the rules that apply to flight crew, to cabin attendants should be the same. This bill would provide that level of protection.
Jetstar says a private senator's bill is not needed. It says the same duty limitations already apply under Jetstar's fatigue management system and the law for all cabin crew regardless of where they're based. Karen Barlow, Lateline.